Welcome to the making of a DM. I made my father's dream come true, and I want to share the details with you and how I hope it could help you expedite your dreams and the other dreams of people around you that you care for and love the most. So with that said, let's get started.
I'm more Kevin's deal. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. It's time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker.
Hey there, it's your boy Mark Evans, DM. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the making of a DM. Today's show is going to be epic, maybe even a little emotional. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling good today. Got a lot of cool stuff going on, and did something pretty fucking amazing, to be honest, and I'm proud of myself. I'll share that with you here in a second. But I need you guys to do me a huge favor. If I provided any value in any way, shape, or form on these shows, I need you to pause this and get over to iTunes and give me a massive fucking 5-star review and let me know you did that, please. It would mean the world to me. You know, I don't really ask for much. I actually don't fucking ask for anything, really. That would mean a lot to me today because I got to start asking more. You know, I always tell my guys in the DM family, you know, the 50K group year where they pay me to help them. It's like, dude, if you need help, you got to ask. If you want something, you got to ask. People aren't just waiting around thinking that they know what you want. You fucking ask for it if you want it. Kind of like you got to ask yourself. You got to tell yourself what you want, and then you got to go get it. So I'm asking you to get over to iTunes and leave a 5-star review. And I'm going to give another ask while I'm asking. I'm in the asking mode. If you get over to Amazon, if you've purchased the book, The Me Economy, which thousands of people have purchased it, thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot because we're going to give a lot of money away to charity. And as you know, that profits do go to charity. But on Amazon, get over there and leave a massive 5-star review as well. And hit me up. Hit the DM, up in the DM on Instagram. Let me know you left a 5-star review. Maybe I'll shoot you a quick message or something or shoot you a cool gift. I'm not sure yet, but fuck, if I don't send you anything, I'm shooting this podcast show, taking my time to share real shit with you guys. So that is pretty powerful in itself, I believe. So enough of that. Today's been crazy, man. I got up a little after 4 o'clock, as I pretty much always do. But just a different cadence, a different feeling today. A little zing in the step, if you will. As I'm recording this 2 days ago, 48 hours, I did something pretty epic, something very special, actually. And I want to share that with you. This will be a shorter show today, probably about 15, 20 minutes. But what I did was neat. You know, my son and I jumped in a car and drove it down to my dad. I bought my dad his dream car. His dream car was always a Corvette. As I was as small as I can remember, a kid sitting in the old Ford Econoline van, going to work with my dad at 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, whatever. Every time he saw a Corvette, he's like, Mark, one day I'm going to get one of these. Mark, I'm going to get one of these. Damn, that's a nice looking vet. Man, that's nice. Oh, that 63 splitback's amazing. Oh, and I'm like, I heard this my whole life. I still, even as an adult, I'd be hanging out with him and, you know, we'd be in the Rolls and he'd see a Corvette and he'd still like the Corvette better than Rolls, which is awesome. It's his generation. And he's got the New Balances to prove it. But I can't knock him. I wear the same shit. But it was a big moment. And to be honest with you, I could have done this. I could have bought him his dream car 20 years ago. I had the funds to do it. I've thought about it. For some reason, I didn't do it. And I may share something big with you guys. I'm not sure yet. If I get enough responses and all that stuff, I might. But, you know, I do thought audits weekly, once or twice a week at least. I write letters to myself. And I wrote an 8-page letter to myself about this car thing, the experience, the thoughts, why I didn't do it, just minimizing my dreams. We all do this silly shit at all levels. So I know sometimes people see me and they're like, dude, you're fucking crushing it. We generate millions of dollars a month and this and that. But yet we all still do this shit. And I just like to think about it for myself, first and foremost, to kind of get over it and how to grow and expand. And what's cool about it is I get to share this with you guys. And it's very vulnerable because it's raw. It's a letter to myself. I don't write these to like, oh, wait, the grammar is amazing and this has got a cool sales hook and whatever. But I just write the way I write, and I keep them kind of for my personal self as I'm growing. I kind of envision, to be honest with you, we're all going to die, but I envision maybe one day, that day, I should say, when I die, maybe these letters get put together in 20, 30, 40, 50, 200 pages, 2,000 pages, whatever, the journey of the DM or something. Maybe my son does that as a cool passion project, or my daughter, or someone that cares about me that has access to these documents, because I'm talking about all kinds of stuff all the time to myself. And thought auditing is a real thing for me. So it's not some bullshit thing I talk about. It's something I genuinely know. If you understand your thoughts, you will change your life 100%. If you understand where they're coming from and all this. But so I was thought auditing, journaling, and this Corvette started popping up. Like I've written down all my goals. I'm going to buy my dad his Corvette, whatever, one day. And over the last 60 days, it really started popping up a lot. And if things are popping up a lot, that means something. And instead of avoiding the conversation, I just wrote it down and started talking more about it. I could be walking, my property or doing something, and something would be like, hey, get your dad that vet. When are you going to do it, Mark? To myself. So I sit down and I executed the thought. And that's where the real magic happens with thought auditing. Listen, a lot of people are thinking about a lot of shit. Very few people take action on shit. And I know that to be true because I've seen it happen many, many times, all the time. So I made it happen. I jumped online. I called literally probably 25 dealerships. I don't even know how many, a lot. Because I don't know. I don't follow Corvettes. I don't know what's cool, what's not, what's good, what's bad, whatever. So, I looked at the Stingray, the new 2019 Stingray. I always knew my dad doesn't like the new body styles. He's made that clear to me. Just talking through them. The thing looks like shit. The engine's in the back, blah, blah, blah. Like old school Corvette guys doesn't want the engine in the back. They want it in the front, right? So put this together and made a lot of calls, spent a lot of time online. We live in a pretty cool world where you can literally search the entire country for Corvettes, entire world if you want, but entire country, I want the white one, I want the black interior, I want the red interior, I want this, blah, 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 whatever. So there's really no excuse. If you want something, you can go find it. But I found two, and the one I went with was a 2019 Corvette Grand Sport, all white, has the carbon package, and all black interior. If you check it out on, maybe I'll put it on my website at Mark Evans DM. I did a post about it as well, which is really cool. I shared the video. If you haven't seen the video, make sure to check it out on Instagram at Mark Evans DM, because I did a cool little video thing of me and my son going there and just talking to my son for 3 hours. It's a 3-hour drive from Cleveland to where my parents live. And him and I are driving the car and just talking like, hey, Mark, 3 generations. My son's the third. I'm the junior. My dad's a senior. And it's really an epic moment, to be honest. And, just being able to share, to teach my son about the art of giving, the power of giving. And in an interesting way, I actually believe I got more out of it than my dad, which is really cool. And because I got to do it with Mark, my son, and I got to do it for me, because it's something I've dreamt about for my dad's dream. And then it's kind of cool. My dad was actually speechless, which is neat because he's not often speechless. He'll usually say something smart aleck like I do. That means he likes us, by the way. But he's literally, this is something he's dreamed about his whole life. And genuinely, I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way, they don't have the financial means to ever accomplish it. It's not what they've done. It's not how they've saved. It's not, it's just it was out of their world. So I was able to make the decision and execute and pay for it cash and hand them the keys to a 2019 Grand Sport Corvette. And I'm telling you, when I pulled up, I'm revving the engine. My sisters are out there. My sister was. No one knew. Actually, no one in the family knew. They were just kind of actually hanging outside randomly. And my mom walks out, starts screaming. My dad comes out. He's like, what is this? There's a big red bow on it. You hear my son, if you get a chance to watch the video, but you hear my son they're freaking out, Dad. They're freaking out. They're so excited. Oh my gosh, can I get out now? Because the plan was we would ring the doorbell. The car would be parked out back. And my dad would walk out. Mark would hand him a Corvette hat because I bought him a Corvette hat, put a big red bow on the car. Mark would hand him the hat and say, ta-da, kind of fun. And Grandpa would be like, what is this? And then we would tell him and explain. But you improvise, and we did, and it worked out pretty cool. So we're leading by example. I'm trying to be a role model for my children. I'm a role model for people that follow me. I don't talk about a lot of this shit until I actually do it and go through the journey. I'm not like read a book and like, oh, this is what you do. But fuck, I've never done it, but I actually do this shit. And anybody you follow, by the way, if they're just fucking talking, don't follow them. They're wasting your time. They're lying to you because they genuinely don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're just sharing a message that they read a book about. But you got to follow people who are doing shit. You got to follow people like it's different than, it's easy to talk, but when the rubber meets the road, it's where the real magic happens, where the real emotions, it's where the real anxiety stems from. And it was exciting, man. Truth is, if I went out and bought myself another Rolls Royce or a Bugatti or anything, I wouldn't have been happier. Like, to me, giving is one of the most amazing gifts in the world. I'm very fortunate to be able to do that. I've put myself in the position to do it. I want to do it more. That's why I do all my book sales goes to charity. It's why all these things happen, is because I've written down goals and I've made it happen. And I'm not saying it's always easy. It's not always easy seeing tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars go out when shit's getting tight for a moment. Maybe you're getting punched in the face in your companies and this and that. But it really is an amazing, amazing thing. So for us, actually, as my wife's coming out here real quick, but for us, she's dropping off a cigar out back in the woods. Let me ask her a question. Let's get her on the podcast show. This is Dina's entrance to the podcast show. Dina, I'm just talking about the gift of giving my dad that Corvette. What'd you think about it? Was it cool?
Oh, yeah. He was so surprised and so happy.
Right. Does it make you feel good giving and being able to do that? Or
Yes, of course. Mm-hmm. To give him his dream that he's always talked about it, and then for him to just have it, give it to him.
That's awesome. Anything else? Departing words?
No.
We're going to have to do a show with Dina here soon. If you guys want a show with Dina and I talking about crazy stuff that we talk about or don't talk about, just let me know. Maybe we'll do something here soon. Hit me up in the DM. Like I said, just say, Dina and Mark, let's talk. But yeah, you guys, we have a lot of opportunity around us to do things for others that genuinely can't do for themselves. What's cool about it too, I posted kind of the video. It's a 54-second video of me pulling up and doing all that on social recently. And I had hundreds of people respond to me. Not one negative, by the way. Everything was amazing. But what was actually more interesting to me, and very honored, is one of my guys that work with us in one of our companies, he actually messaged me privately and said, yo, he's like, dude, I actually just bought my dad a new car in February because the position I'm in and blah, 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 making a lot of money. And I'm like, dude, why the fuck haven't you told me about this earlier? Like, that's amazing. Like, a lot of people don't share stuff because they're afraid to be judged. And I actually love it. I want to see him win. He actually works with me. He makes a lot of money. I want to pay him more money because he's a big fucking giver. He's a big doer. He's a great guy. Like, my old me, I'm just sharing out loud. My old me is like, how do I work this guy like a fucking dog and pay him less? And then when he starts making a little bit more than he should, in my mind, by the way, when he should, that's me. That's my opinion, not his opinion. How do I pay him less? Because I got him fucking tied in so deep he can't go anywhere. I used to play those games, by the way, and it's bullshit. It doesn't serve me. It never would serve that individual, and they'd always leave me, and there'd always be resentment, and just very immature business, very immature just mindset in general. But I genuinely come from abundance now, and I think about how I wake up in the morning thinking about how my guys can make more money, guys and gals, how my teams can make more money, how I can help them elevate, not only make it, how they can protect it, how they can grow it, how they can give it. See, I'm trying to help them accelerate or expedite what they're able to do. Maybe if my journey can make their path a little faster, that excites me. But it's cool to see him make enough money working with us that he's able to buy his dad a brand new car. And what I've found out through posting this is that a lot of people have this dream or have this goal. And my biggest fear was, and I've had about 4 or 5 people message me, their fear came true, is their parents not being alive to give the gift. What if I had the thought, I had the capabilities financially to make their dream a reality, but I prolonged it so long, and then one day you get the call they're dead. Then what? For a guy like me, straight up, that would eat my fucking soul apart. Because I knew I wanted to do it. I knew I could do it. I just didn't do it because I was scared or afraid or whatever bullshit story I would create in my head to justify it. But the truth is, I deep down, when I looked in that mirror, I would know I fucked that one up. And that's something I don't want to ever live with, is regret. And I've realized that a lot of people don't want to. But unfortunately, a lot of people do. Why? Because, again, when you have to make the decision to do it, it's scary. It's overwhelming. But these decisions will free you as you execute them. You gain more confidence. You gain more fun. It just gives you so much more power to everything else you're doing. And giving is really an amazing thing. I've given more money, true story. This isn't a brag, and I'm not sharing the number, but I've given more money this year than I've given in the last 5 years collectively. And I'm looking to do a lot more. I'm doing a lot of neat things. I'm working on myself. And again, I'm not saying it's always easy. I'm making big donations when I got a lot of shit I want to buy, a lot of shit I need to buy, a lot of shit I'm hiring and companies and people. And I'm not being reckless, by the way, so I'm not saying go out and be reckless. But these are things I want to share with you guys, real life, the journey of what's going on in my life. And this is a massive win for me. I'm proud of myself. And again, I share this in a document. It's called Thought Auditing. Maybe it's something, if you guys, that's something that you guys would like to see. I'm not sure if I'm going to share it publicly because it is a private letter to myself. So there's a lot of vulnerability in there. But, and I'm not looking to edit it. I'd share it raw. But if that's something that interests you, hit me up in the DM and say Thought Auditing /Corvette. So I know that's what it's about. But it's an amazing journey. And I even said in the letter to myself, I'm very proud of myself, which I never say. I'm proud of myself. I'm excited that I was able to share that experience with my son, my wife, my kids. And as you guys know, I did a show about this. They're all fucking watching. You know what I mean? So my kids, my wife, I just want to lead by example. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to say, do as I say, not as I do. I want to be the opposite. I'm too busy fucking doing. I'm not even saying. I'm just showing. And by doing that, you're going to lead the pack. I want to help these people. I want to help people. I want them to see. I want them to buy my belief. I want them to buy my confidence, right? Through seeing me doing action. And the joy of my son's face and his voice, if you hear him in the video, and just seeing what it did. My sister sent me a really cool message. My dad sent me a really cool video. That will never be shared. It's private, but a really, really cool video. And there's zero amount of money that would ever change. Like, that video is so powerful. And that's what I did it for him. But what's cool about giving is you do it for him, but ultimately you have to do it for yourself first, because you got to give, if that makes sense. You got to give to yourself to give to them. And it unlocks the doors to a whole nother level. So I just wanted to share this quick moment with you. And if you're sitting there struggling with stuff, keep your feet moving. We're all struggling with bullshit every day. Question is, do you pay attention to it? Do you deal with it? Or do you avoid it? Growth requires struggle. It's part of the game. So no, you're at where you're at for a reason. What you do with it is up to you. And if you do have a dream for your parents or your friends or your cousin or whoever, when does it become a reality? That's the question I'd challenge you. Put a date on it. Make it a reality moment, not a fucking dream. Put a timeline on it. Because I should have done that. That's one thing I didn't do. I'd never put a timeline on the dream. I just said that's a dream I'm going to buy my dad a dream car one day. Well, one day was Sunday. And that day was awesome. It was amazing. And it's etched in my brain forever, in every fiber of my body, my son. And it's really cool to give something away like that. So stay in the game. It's worth it. It's better than the alternative, that's for sure. So today's a quick show. Appreciate you guys being here. Please, again, if the show made any sense for you and made an impact in any way, please feel free to share it on social. Tag me. Also, please get over to Amazon.com if you've got the book Me Economy. Leave an amazing 5-star review, as well as iTunes. It would mean a lot to me. Let me know you do it, and I'll take care of you. I appreciate you guys. Let's stay focused, and let's go make these dreams come true for all. Have an amazing day. And with that said, make the day count.
I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom, there ain't no question mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. From a small town in Ohio, so I know how it is. Did not come from a lot of money. I remember as a kid, wanted to make 100 racks. Didn't see no one making more than that. Graduated high school with a 1.8. Thought they should've held me back. I hope my principals and teachers are alive just to witness this. I'm my own boss. I'm out here running 2-8-figure businesses. I can walk away from it all and I'll be good, but I've been called to help people just like y'all learn the game. It's time to ball. Everybody chasing the money, but I'm not chasing the money. I'm out here chasing the purpose. Yo, I've been working my whole life. What got us where we at isn't gonna get us where we wanna go. So it's time to push, time to learn, time to grow. I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question mark Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, DM project.
This is the podcastfactory.com.